Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining us for our Balanced Life, Happy Life this evening. We do meet together on Tuesdays to introduce people to an amazing company with fantastic products, an income opportunity, a global wellness community, and a philosophy of humans being more, the five pillars of wellness, empowered living that allows people to live their very best lives. And we have two masters of these ideas with us tonight. Madeline Zaworksi. Madeline worked in healthcare administration for many years and has been a full-time Nikken wellness consultant sharing these ideas. We also have with us from the north, from Manitoba, Michele Kowalchuk. Michele has also worked consistently as a wellness consultant, letting people know about Nikken products and its business opportunity. So I'm going to turn the program over to these two women this evening to help us learn a little bit more about how you can create more balance, more happiness, more abundance, more prosperity, whatever it might be more that you're looking for in life. Madeline, Michele, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Jeff. I'm going to share this screen. Um, uh, okay. Well, welcome everybody. It's nice to see your happy faces. I love to see happy faces. Tonight, we're going to talk about empowered living and what that means, what that entails, and how it can impact the quality of your life. Look at this woman. She's singing her song. Do you sing your song every day? Do you feel that good that you want to sing your song? It is so incredibly empowering to feel this good, to feel this happy. Would you also agree that modern life is creating a great deal of stress for some people? And there's many reasons for this. This woman doesn't look like she's singing her song. She looks very, very unhappy. She looks probably pretty stressed, and it could be any one or multiple of the reasons that is listed here. Financial worries, lack of time, too many demands, failure to take time out to relax, and workplace conflict. How many people are so incredibly happy with their job that they can't wait to get back to work on Monday morning? I think I can say that right now for what I'm doing. Is your life in balance? When you look at this balance wheel, mind, family, society, finances, and body, which one or two of these pillars is kind of jumps out at you and says, I could use a little bit of help.
Recording in progress.
Please, please think about that. We have an echo. And if we've got a
Barb, it may be Barb Satterwhite. She's unmuted.
there we go. Okay, thank you, Barb. So maybe put in the chat two of those pillars, one or two that could use a little bit of help. And we'll get back to that later on. So, do you want to feel good each and every day? The choices that make the greatest difference is enhancing your mindset, thinking clearly, envisioning, meditating, feeling happy, the feeling in the mind. Boost your vitality, your body, strengthen that, strengthen your relationships. We are a social community, and our relationships are very, very important to us. And sometimes they need a little bit of help. Diversify your sources of income. Multiple sources of income can make a huge difference and make a contribution and serve others. All of this all together can help you to feel good each and every day as you help others feel good too. That's what empowered living is all about. The 5 principles of wellness. Also, the compounding effect, those little choices that we make on a regular basis every day with consistency can make a radical difference on how we feel, how happy we are, or how sad we are. It's the choices that we make that compounds to make us feel very vibrant or maybe not so good. Results in our income, in our health, relationships, happiness, and success. I know when I was working at the banks, I was extremely stressed and not feeling really well. And it was contributing to my demise. And it was Nikken that brought me out of that tunnel. And I'm so, so very grateful. This is a sobering comparison, how North America approaches healthcare compared to Japan. When you look at the index rating, Canada's number 34 in the world, and the US is 68, whereas Japan is number 1 in the world for health index rating. The longevity between the two nations are profound. And the cost of healthcare per capita is 1/3 of what is spent in North America, 1/3 of that in Japan. Why? And then obesity, what is making the difference? We truly believe it is their proactive approach, their self-care, as opposed to waiting until it's broke and fixing it or looking for help at that time. We call that sick care. And that's how we look at it in North America. So do you think with a few little changes, we could switch over and look at what the self-care, how profound that can make a difference for us? Here are some health risk factors. We call it the body burden, stress. We've talked about that a little bit. It impacts heart disease, diabetes, fatigue, allergies, sleep and weight for sure. Poor sleep, 1 poor night's sleep, did you know drops your immune system by 60%? Did you also know when you have that 1 poor night's sleep, you cannot recoup that. It's gone, it's lost. And over time, as that compounds, how do you think that's contributing to the quality of life? Our air quality. Right now, what I'm dealing with here in Manitoba are the fires and how that affects us outdoors. And I'm very, very grateful that I have our air purifier sitting right here beside me, because I spent most of my day outside and I'm a little stuffy, right here beside me, so that it's helping me feel better. And with the super deal that Nikken has on right now with free shipping, I can't think of a better time to invest in your air, in your home. And then the water quality, bottled water found to contain over 24,000 chemicals. I had to laugh today because my hubby, who was listening on he does a lot of research on his phone. And he says to me, he says, did you know that there is actually plastic in the human blood? And I just looked at him and laughed, because I've talked about that for so long. And all of a sudden, the power of the A was just profound, that he finally heard it. The electrosmog, this causes so much stress on the body. And with our children, I can see with my grandchildren, when they've been around that too much, they get a little bit angry and need to get outside and ground themselves. And malnutrition, obesity, highest rates ever, not only in adults, but in children as well. So what is the answer? We truly believe take personal care, responsibility through self-care. Healthy by choice, not by chance. Here is Japan. Japan came to us in 1975 with a new definition for success, with taking a look at that self-care model and finding balance in all 5 pillars of well-being: healthy mind, family, society, finances, and body. This is truly the pursuit of wellness. 5 principles of wellness.
Do you ever have days where everything in your life feels imbalanced? When your mind is clear and your body feels in tune with nature? When everyone in your family is healthy and happy? When you belong to and support a warm, loving community? When you have a stable income and no debt? Mind, body, family, society, finances. Nikken calls these 5 areas of our lives the 5 pillars of wellness. We help you cultivate balance in all 5 areas of life with the tools that build your wellness home. Because to breathe is to live, we focus on clean air. Because water is life, we focus on pure water. Because healthy food nourishes strong bodies, we focus on nutrient-dense organic ingredients. Because everyone needs restful sleep and energy to feel joyful, we focus on rest, relaxation, and magnetic support. And to keep you as youthful looking as you feel, we focus on naturally sourced marine organic food. Our vision is to share the 5 pillars of wellness with everyone. And we want to spread the word throughout the world. Because once you achieve a balanced lifestyle, wouldn't you want to help everyone you know to achieve the same wonderful life of active wellness? That's what we offer everyone who is part of our global wellness community. Join Nikken to build your wellness home and live a life in balance. Discover, live it, share.
Sorry. So how empowered living boost your vitality? We recommend starting with your home. We call this a wellness home. This is where we can take these technologies and create a very, very healthy atmosphere in which we live. We call it biomimicry.
In a world constantly evolving, we've found inspiration in nature's timeless solutions, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered, readily available outside our doors. This is biomimicry, the art of learning from and emulating nature's brilliance, solving our problems and creating sustainable solutions. Nature is our guide, offering forms more efficient than we ever imagined, processes ahead of cutting-edge technologies and systems refined over billions of years. The human body is a highly sophisticated biological system that has evolved to be efficient, adaptive, and resilient. Incorporating principles of biomimicry for human body functions not only leverages the efficiency and adaptability of natural systems, but also aligns with the broader goals of sustainability and environmental harmony. In a natural environment, the spring water is filtered, purified, and filled with minerals that are essential for maintaining optimal functions in our body. The emulation of this natural compositions generates an exceptional source of the ideal water that every cell in our body needs for smart hydration. The Earth's magnetic field influences organisms in many ways: navigation, finding their way, or even for communication. By using magnetic and massage stimulation, we are seeking to influence the body's natural responses to restore balance and support in our increasing stressful world. Air abundant in negative ions can be experienced as a fresh air feeling, such as the revitalizing air near waterfalls and forests. Ionization technologies enhance indoor air quality and overall wellness, bringing pure air to our home. Ceramic reflective fibers work like the sun spectrum, bringing this comforting technology to our homes. Using energy from our bodies and the environment, these fibers gently reflect a soothing warmth, promoting a sense of well-being for less stress, restful sleep, and vital energy. Our overall approach aims to bring balance in the 5 pillars of wellness by bringing nature into your home. Together, we can make a better world where we not only survive, but thrive. And you, how do you connect with nature?
So the Nikken Wellness Home. It's very, very simple to do. It takes the critical elements, air, water, sleep, nutrition, and energy. It's our pathway to empowered living by cleaning up all of that and creating a very pristine environment in which we live, inspiring us to make healthier choices each and every day. 5 critical elements: air, water, sleep, nutrition, and natural energy. Science that replicates nature. So, is there someone here who is willing to share with us a story on the products? I would love to hear something on the sleep and how the sleep system has made a difference. Nancy, thank you. Please unmute.
I'll be glad to share. The first product that my husband and I ever got were the shoe inserts, but right after that, we got the pillow because I knew we needed better sleep. And we were on it we used it for about 2, 3 months. And we had 4 kids at home. I was a stay-at-home mom. And it made such a difference, just that pillow, that we got the credit card out and we got ourselves a sleep system. Um, Now every bed in our home has a sleep system. We sent the kids off to college with a sleep system, an air system, a water system, and they would find their roommates would find their way into their bed or filling their bottles with water, etc. But the sleep, actually, when I misspoke, I didn't think I had any sleep problem issues, except that my husband was busy coaching and had 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night before he had to get up again. And I really wanted him to have quality sleep. And I didn't even know the unbelievable importance of sleep. But mine was that, oh, I'm fine, I'm fine. And but I had to sleep in the morning. I mean, I would have to sleep until 9 o'clock or more in the morning. Well, after being on that sleep system for 2 weeks, I didn't want to get up. I did, but man, it felt so good. I was up at 6:30 in the morning, and my husband was in the kitchen. He looked at me, he said, "What are you doing up?" And I said, "I'm rested. I'm wasting the day." And I mean, this is after we've been married 25 or more years. It was not my pattern. But now you just get up. You feel great. It's wonderful.
Thank you, Nancy. What a wonderful story. So I'm asking, how do you connect to nature? How do you make that difference? We highly recommend to speak with the individual who brought you here tonight and get a hold of their webpage and check out Smart Hydration, Fresh Air, Restful Sleep, Smart Nutrition, Nourished Skin, Less Stress, Vital Energy. Very, very important. It's a unique approach to total wellness. Enjoy the empowered living. Now, we also have, you can buy individual products, which is great. And we've got packs, which is even greater in my viewpoint. Water pack, an energy pack, sleep pack. It's an investment in your health. Imagine investing in your health. Why wait until it breaks? Do it now. Good, better, or best. Get 1 pack, get 2, or get them all and make a huge difference in your quality of life. Discover it, live it, share. You can start as a customer. That's how I started, and very quickly learned that I could earn some extra income as a consultant. And maybe you want to build a big business, or you might know of someone who wants to build a big business and become a community builder. And Madeline's going to show us all about that. So, how empowered living can diversify your source of income. Madeline?
Thank you, Michele. So we learned from Michele that where we are, 68th in the world for health, and we also learned that the number one stressor for many of the other pillars of wellness or principles of wellness and health is financial. The next slide. So we have a solution, and the solution is something called a cash flow quadrant. There's a book by Robert Kiyosaki that I highly recommend. And if you look at this model, on the left-hand side of the quadrant, you're trading time for money. So whether you have one job or three, a couple part-time jobs, or own your own business, you have to be there, and that's the amount of money that you earn. 95% of the population of the whole world is trading time for money. If you look at the right side of the cash flow quadrant, 5% of the population of the world control 95% of the wealth. And the Nikken original founder and owner chose this model of network marketing to create what we call multiple sources of income. And so whether you own a system like McDonald's or Kohl's or any of the big box companies, or you are an investor like Warren Buffett, who has money that can take his other money to invest in other companies, many of which are network marketing companies that he's purchased. That is where wealth is controlled. So let's look at the next slide. So Nikken's cash flow quadrant, on the left-hand side, the retailing model is very lucrative. And with online ordering and the seamless system that we have now globally with our new software package, you can earn a lot of money with retail sales, just like an Amazon model. The small business model is what many people have. They tell a few friends and a few other people get sponsored, so they get some residual reproductive income. On the retailing model, you can make up to 30% with the 20% markup and then whatever level that you are in your residual rebate. In the small business model, you can earn up to 40% of commissionable volume. With the network marketing model, the compensation plan that Nikken has, and you can ask the person who invited you or attend a Thursday evening session to learn more, you are able to earn up to 6% of 6 generations of depth in a business, and that's qualifying generations. We have some top leaders that might have 20 business units deep in a particular business, and the Nikken computer fishes down for the 6 qualifying levels and also the percentage in between. So it's worth learning about leveraging scalability and compounding. And with the right side of this network marketing model, you are able to help more people. There's a saying that networks by process and design serve more people. So if we look at all the issues in the world with all of those risk factors, whether it's air, hunger, finances, whatever the risk factors are that create stress in life, we would really be adding value to a world that is very out of balance and being able to help people for all the clinical reasons that we heard. Now, if you take the small model up here, Michele, can you point to it? I think you need to use the pointer. So if you in the middle have and 3 people that you sponsor and 5 customers, that's the basic little model. If you each have, and it says in the lower right-hand corner, 100 commissionable dollars, and you duplicate that, your influence, your impact, and your income, it's like doubling a penny every day, is exponential. So 3 times 3 is 9, and when you take that to the 6th level, it's almost 750. When you multiply that times that model of commissionable volume with the numbers of customers being duplicated, you can see here that ranks are also increase so that you have a bigger exponential impact. And if you have a wide organization with a lot of these business units, you really can impact a lot of people. So sometimes the numbers are overwhelming. So if we look at this fruit example, you can count the number of seeds in an apple. But if you plant a few of those seeds and a tree grows and then an orchard grows, we have buckets of apples everywhere. So the seeds that we plant when we're sharing with our friends and family, or if we share via Amazon, Amazon has a platform of sales that is global. We have a global access as well. Uber has a platform where they can have time free. They have the personal time with the person in the car with them, like we have as well on a personal one-on-one. Barb Satterwhite is the master there. And we have both. We have the opportunity to use the Nikken platform to share in any one of these models of distribution. It's profound. Now, I have to defer to Michele here. Michele, share with everybody the name of your company.
The name of my business is Barefoot in the Sand.
That's because she lives in Manitoba, where they have snow forever. They still had snow in May. So you can do your business anywhere and have a tax write-off. I just came back from sharing some time with a few of our other collaborative entrepreneurs at Barb Satterwhite's cottage, and we were all doing business. We were able to write off the trip. We were able to help support and teach one another. And the friends and the family and the benefits of the platform that Nikken has are profound, and they create exponential growth. So how do we share active wellness? We've already mentioned that. We share and promote. We talk to people. We get on the internet. We start by joining. I like to refer to these little plants at the bottom. As we all know, we plant plants, and sometimes they prosper and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they blow away in the wind, and sometimes they sprout up a few years later. It took me 2 years of listening to my sponsor, who sent me tapes, and you may not remember audio tapes and VHS videos. That's what we had back 28 plus years ago when I joined Nikken. But some of those seeds, I understand Henry was with Nikken, he said at the turn of the century, and he's back again now. Some of the seeds can come back and be replanted. Nikken does all the hard work. In 28 years and 1 month, I've had a direct deposit 5 times a month with retail customers as well as the residual. And that's nice to get a deposit every Friday, along with special trip incentives. I've already given an example of the collaborative entrepreneurship. It's a perfect gig. The leadership development plan. We have so many Zooms that we can feel zoomed out sometime, but there's all kinds of choices. There's recordings, and we have We Academy. We Start for wellness enthusiasts or wellness entrepreneur. You can get your degree online. The rewards are wonderful, and it easily integrates into your life, which we just showed. I demonstrate that with the previous slides. Now, how do we grow our global wellness community? In the upper left-hand corner, it's as easy as ABC, and tonight is an ABC. Michele and I and the other speakers are the A's. The B is the person that invited you, so they're going to be able to ask you questions afterwards. And then the C is the new prospect that's kicking the tires. And it's critical. If you think you can do it yourself, you're selling to somebody and a third party. It's just like somebody else's mother or father has a better idea than your own. So that third party is critical. And then simple as teaching 3 to reach 3, and that's this model in the lower left-hand corner. It's teaching duplication, teaching a system. In my 28 years, I've heard many times, and I'm sure some of you have, isn't this another one of those pyramid schemes? So it took me 2 years to listen to my sponsor, Jerry, and she became, because of her health issues, she became a silver about 2.5 years after she started, and died peacefully, much more healthy. She was older than me just a couple of years ago. But in my 15th month, I advanced to platinum. And so it was a reverse pyramid. When I lost my corporate job in a healthcare system, there was one CEO and just a few senior vice presidents. And so it's a different kind of pyramid, of one that is pay for performance. The global wellness community, as you can see, come from all walks of life. And what we're looking for, and you'll see why in a slide coming up, is to attract the next generation and the next generation. Nikken is a legacy company. So in the first 35 years in North America, Nikken started in Japan, but was in 9 countries when it came here in 1989. We did 2 million sales and or distributorships. which is only 1.25% market penetration of the United States and Canada. And that was done by 87% baby boomers, like I am, and like many that you see here tonight. So let's look at the potential. If 4 billion in sales was done in that period of time, and you just saw the leveraging and compounding we have with the vehicle that are in place and the systems in place, if we just grew 5% in the next 5 years. And our CEO is on tomorrow night at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with a very lofty vision for 2030. And then even by 2040 and 2050, we're talking about billions. Billions that means that those networks, by process and design, have served more people, whether it's a box of kinesiology tape or the sleep system, of which you heard Nancy's wonderful story. So tonight is about discovering it, living it, and sharing it. So if this isn't for you, everybody knows somebody else that might be looking for what we have to offer. Please refer them to the person that invited you. It's just currently $39.95 plus tax to upgrade to becoming a consultant. It's like a Sam's Club membership where you have the opportunity to invest in your own good health. And once you start telling stories, you may decide to become a community builder or a small business leader. And at this point, I would like to introduce my colleague, Kimball Sargent. She is an advanced nurse who owns her own business. So no excuses. She takes care of an elderly father. She has many children and grandchildren, and she's opening the East Coast, and we have a Martina Casega who's really going to town on the West Coast. So we have a little competition. So Michele and I are working on the central part of the United States and pulling in Canada and duplicating what these two women are doing. So Kimball, please share your business story.
Hi. Well, I will tell you that I'm a serial entrepreneur. I bought two H&R Block franchises when I was 27, and by the time about 5 years later, I opened a medical counseling practice. That's a traditional business. And when I found Nikken, I was referred by a doctor for some products. I had no interest in another business because I was very busy. But when I got the results from the product, I was truly inspired. And when I discovered network marketing, and I'll tell you, I thought that network marketing was something that people do that weren't smart enough or didn't have anything else to do. But when I really learned about it, I was like, this is the best kind of business because you only make money when you teach other people how to grow their businesses. In my other businesses, they were pyramids, and I was the CEO, owner at the top, and I squeezed the people at the bottom to have bigger profits for me. With this, I teach other people, and it became a passion for me. I like improving people's lives. In H&R Block, what I was teaching people was to have peace of mind because they worry about taxes. In my counseling and therapy practice, I was teaching people to resolve and think differently and do differently so they had better lives. But with Nikken, I get to teach people how through natural energies they can feel good every day. Ever ask anybody if they wanted to feel good every day and they say no? I mean, my goodness, everybody wants this and everybody needs more money. And this is a way we all work together. So for me, a serial entrepreneur, this is the very perfect gig in a gig economy. Everybody gets to earn and we work together. You saw those people standing on top of each other. So get in touch with the person that invited you tonight and talk with them about it because who couldn't use some side money at this point? So thank you, Madeline. I'll hand you back over and thanks for having me tonight.
Thank you so much, Kimball. That was excellent. So every night of the week, Monday through Thursday, on theroyalalliance.com/live with Nikken1 as the password, there is an event, business training on Monday night, special ABCs with top income earners, as well as a wellness home tour by the Virginia team, Barb Satterwhite. So you can get that site as well. You have that option at 8 o'clock on Thursday night. And with that, with tomorrow night on Wednesdays, we have just a 15-minute long, a little shorter than tonight, a different product every week with an overview to begin with. It's excellent on learning more about the individual technologies that you'll see online. So, Empowered Living business launch on Thursday night. That is what I just referenced with Mike and Dave. They host that same one. So back to you to summarize, Michele, pull this all together.
Thank you. Thank you, Madeline. And thank you for the awesome stories, Kimball and Nancy. Empowered living. So can you see how when you enhance your mindset, boost your vitality, strengthen your relationships, diversify your source of income, make a contribution to serve others? Can you see how this all comes together with Nikken? And when we talked about the 5 pillars of mind, family, society, finances, and body, did you really have a thought about where you could use a little bit of help? And could you see how Nikken can make that difference? Highly recommend get in touch with the individual that invited you here tonight and see where it's best for you to start. Thank you.
Back to you, Jeff.
Thank you, Michele, and thank you, Madeline, and thank you, Nancy and Kimball, for your testimonies. This truly is a better way to create a life that is empowered and you can feel good every day in so many different areas, so many different categories. I want to remind everybody of something that's happening not this weekend, but next weekend, Friday and Saturday. We are having a Humans Being More live. This is an amazing 2-day training that will allow you to get clear about the direction you want your life to go over the next 6 months, over the next 6 years. Um, it's going to be a fantastic experience. The host of our Humans Being More that's happening in Raleigh, North Carolina, that's June 27th and 28th. That's a Friday and a Saturday, is Kimball Sargent. Kimball, do you want to share anything about why someone might want to make the trek to Raleigh or um, uh,
Absolutely. So I have been partnering with Nikken for 19 years, and I have been to Humans Being More 28 times. Because, and is it the same information? Yes and no, because every time I go, I'm in a different place in life and magical things happen. I have a quick story I have to share. I was at Baltimore one time, and a young man showed his life cycle and said he wanted to be scouted by, I believe it was Rutgers. All of a sudden, this man stands up and raises his hand and it says, I'm the main recruiter for Rutgers. See me at the break. Now, I don't know how that all played out, but what I know is when you make a decision, everything changes and unforeseen forces come and help you. So if you're up to something big, this is June. There are 6 months left to go. It's time to create a plan to live the life you want before the end of the year. And we haven't done a 2-day in a very long time. And a 2-day is perfect to catapult you to where you want to be. So let me know if you need help finding lodging. Let me see what I can do to help you. Please come to Raleigh. We are going to have a great time.
Kimball, thank you. Yeah, it's very central for those of you on the East Coast. Not a bad drive. Also, Raleigh has a ton of flights from all over into the airport. It's going to be an amazing 2 days. You definitely do not want to miss it. And as Kimball said, magical things can happen at a Humans Being More training. It just creates this space where things happen. Nikken heavily subsidizes this training. It is 189 US dollars, 180 Canadian, which is unheard of for a 2-day personal growth, personal development training. So please make that choice to join us. One other thing I wanted to mention, we announced yesterday that we're going to be starting our Nikken University book club. And so this is going to be an amazing opportunity to get really clear about what might create next for you in your Nikken business. Our Nikken University Book Club is going to be starting next Wednesday, so not tomorrow, but the Wednesday after. It'll start right after brand night. So 5:30 on the West Coast, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 6, 7, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. It'll be 30 minutes long, so we'll end at 9 p.m. on the East Coast, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. We are going to be reading together The Answer by John Assaraf. This is a fantastic book that's based on the law of attraction and very much connected to the idea of how you can create the mindset for ultimate success in business. So we're going to be reading this together. Often people go directly to Amazon. You might be able to find a paperback copy on Amazon. I also would look to Target and other sources as well. You can also get used copies. There are used copies, lots of bookstores that sell them with minimal shipping fees. So do order your book now. We'll start next Wednesday. We'll do an introduction session and give people kind of an additional week to get their book, and then we'll start reading the first chapter that last week of June, first week of July. So that's going to be fantastic. This is open to anyone who's part of the Nikken Global Wellness community. So if you're a consultant, if you're a customer, if you're someone who's interested in moving your life to the next step by using really the timeless principles that are part of the law of attraction, we encourage you to join us as part of our Nikken University Book Club. That will be starting next Wednesday, and we'll continue to make announcements and provide the link for that book club. Thanks everybody for joining us this evening. Have a great night, and we'll see everyone soon.